He's doing math. Let the man think.
I am. And we now have sound.
Do we?
Yes,
Can't prove that.
Yes.
we should. Do we have sound? To the
Can y'all hear me?
We got sound.
We got sound. We
The
got
man says.
fucking sound.
I don't know who you are, kind sir, but I appreciate you.
Thank you for
Damn.
keeping us situated. For
Yeah. Yeah. Keep Sylvan on his toes about this because it's all his fault if anything goes wrong.
The rest of us are too lazy to take it up.
Yes, well,
I'm gonna finish the rest of this whiskey and ginger ale that I made for the stream.
That drink is what got me drinking. That was the first drink I enjoyed.
Such a good, like, simple little mixed drink, man.
It's a delicious thing.
How many glugs of whiskey do you put in yours?
Depends on well, at the start of the night it's 2. At the end of the night it's more.
Yeah. When your seconds get a little bit more drawn out. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And you lose count, so you have to start over. Like
7 sounds about right. I don't have any more room for ginger ale. It's a little.
all right. Now that we have sound, and now that we've spent our first 5 minutes without sound,
I know we had a good band. I told everybody about my action dreams and everything, and now nobody will ever know about
Well.
my action dreams.
well, we can always. Yeah, they will, because I have the recording.
There you go. That'll be posted eventually. But why don't we talk about fever dreams, as in Primrose by Moonlight? Last session we played this, you guys. We got to meet our characters. We met Atrek Wayland. We met Hector Nostium, Awen Eberhardt, and singularly named Saffron. You guys awoke after your respective open scenes, hanging from the gallows in this strange misty forest on this singular platform made out of stone and wood. You guys all had the telltale signs of being hung by the neck, red marks around your neck, but each of you are sporting your own sets of scars brought on by a life of, well, hard living. But those backstories will unfurl as we go. As you guys waited and met each other atop this platform, you were asked by a strangely appearing ticket booth and concierge to present your tickets, of which each of you found tickets somewhere on your person. Ticket that you did not pay for, ticket that you did not ask for, but all having something in common: a destination, Primrose. Once your tickets were punched, each of your respective tickets turned into a card of sorts, brandishing a symbol on the back of them. Saffron's brandishing that of a skull, Atrex a star, Hector's a glowing eye, and Awen's did not seem to change from its smoldering paper look, a look of paper that has been through a fire. You guys checked in with your names, confirming that you were the recipients of these tickets. The platform suddenly changed. The ticket booth disappeared, and all the shadowy figures that seemed to be passengers of many trips past started to coagulate and spin around and coalesce into a specter of the gallows. And he claimed that each of you had been sent to the gallows. You have been judged, and you will be condemned by him. And a battle ensued. Awen was wrenched off her feet by a spectral noose, causing her to fight from the air while the life was being choked out of her. The rest of you demonstrated your abilities as you fought against the specter, who unleashed a barrage of psychic abilities that tormented your mind and damaged you heavily as you felt all of those who had been claimed by the gallows rushing through you, all their memories and their feelings that they felt right before the floor dropped and that rope hung taut. You were successful, working together to defeat the gallows speaker. He dispersed into the mist that settled. As you guys talked a little bit, suddenly a train appeared, and you heard the conductor. All aboard! All aboard the Requiem. Last call for Primrose. And the four of you entered into the vestibule, and the train doors shut and began to lurch forward as the Requiem took off from this platform, now carrying the four of you towards your destination. That is where we are now. The Requiem whipped through the countryside, gliding along steel rails that seemed to materialize before the roaring steam engine. You can hear the wail of the horn or the whistle as it echoes into the night, sending out shockwaves visibly through the mist as it cuts it. Cold, misty air clings to the side of this black and red steam engine as if they are tiny little fractal fingers clenching onto the metal frame, trying to desperately to eke into the warmth on the inside. Come into the vestibule. The four of you stand there. There's a grand-looking entrance. The inside is of like a dark mahogany, and shining brass, wood polished. The walls are lined with intricately carved panels of oak and gas lights and ornate sconces that cast a warm golden glow. You immediately feel a difference in temperature from the outside. The first time the warmth has graced your skin for who knows how long. Some of you longer than others. See mirrors that adorn the walls that reflect the space that gives it an illusion of an infinite grandeur, a wider space that makes the vestibule seem a lot bigger than it is. And you can smell the faint scent of lavender wafting on the air. It adds to the sense of calm and luxury. Conductor, a 6'6" tall man in elegant, like dark grays and golds, turns towards you. His dark skin, just soaking in the light as he turns his almost glowing, like halo-like eyes towards you. They're golden yellow as he turns towards you, and his smile is bright, and he greets you all. My name is Elias DeLorne. I welcome you to the Requiem. She is my pride and joy. To your left here are the sleeping and passenger cars. You four have a cabin, an entire car to yourself. Beyond the passenger cars, you will find the observatory cart. To your right, you will find the leisure cars. The Crimson Cask is very well staffed and equipped with the finest spirits. You may also wish to enjoy the Velvet Parlor. Either way, Madame Lysandra will take care of you. I ask that you refrain from the luggage and cargo cars, as we do foster a sense of privacy and security aboard the Requiem and do not allow for any passengers to tamper with each other's belongings. If for any reason you find you need to access the luggage car, you must be escorted by a member of our staff. If at any time you need assistance, you may use one of these hanging talk boxes. It is wired to the conductor's cart at the front, as well as the porter's office. Either me or the porter will answer you. Should we be available? At this time, the clock sounds as it marks the hour. Elias DeLorean checks his pocket watch. Ah, right on schedule. Here is your cabin key. Dinner shall be served in the next hour. I suggest you clean yourselves up. Mr. and Mrs. would like to have a special dinner with you to introduce themselves, as well as get to know you.
Sorry, Mr. and Mrs.?
Yes, I may have engineered this train, but I do not own it. No, I unfortunately lost that to Mr. Ravenshade in a card match. But he has been so kind as to let me stay on as conductor.
Awen will go. Such a shame to create something and have it taken away from you.
She's in good hands with the Ravenshades, and I am at the helm always, so it is not like I've lost anything.
Is there anything that we need to know about these Ravenshade individuals? To avoid offending them at their dinner?
You would be very hard-pressed to find a topic that would offend them. They are peculiar and strange, but regal and personable. I don't think you will have any issue with any sort of topic with them, no matter how strange and occult.
This is good news, I suppose, but I'm sorry, I must be a bit confused. You make it sound like we were expected. I'm not quite certain how I even ended up on that train platform, let alone had a ticket for your lovely engine here.
You have been awaited for many stops now. Mrs. Ravenshade herself has been very, very worried about when you would board. It's quite peculiar that you all board at the same time. But yes, you have been invited here above the Requiem. Each of your own accord and for your own reasons. I imagine that you have had time to talk with each other about why you are here.
A little, but not in any depth. I think.
We all seemed a tad confused about why exactly we're here. I think the only thing that we have in common is that we have no idea where
Here is.
or why we're here.
Well, the Requiem calls to all, and in all times all will answer. You have answered the call of the Requiem, and now it ferries you to your destination, Primrose. I will not pretend to know your reasons for going to Primrose, but those who travel there do not do so without a reason to do so.
Awen will kind of lift up her hand, to get in as she goes. Well, I know the angel wants me on this train, and that's good enough for me.
There could be many things that want you on this train. If it is with the angel Avacyn's grace, then I welcome you. But just know, many passengers have passed through these carts, these halls, and each of them has their own story. The Requiem itself tells that story. Perhaps it will tell yours. But if you excuse me, I'm running a little bit late, and I need to check in some other things. Your rooms are here to the left. You have your own cart. The only thing you'll have to worry about is the occasional passerby. But they should not bother you. The halls are a commonplace. Those who have other VIP arrangements or in the other smaller passenger cars will have to pass by. We have notified all passengers to be courteous and respectful for each other. Stick to this code of conduct. You should have no problems from me here on the Requiem. You are free to journey about the cars as you will. The observatory car is quite beautiful, especially on the night when the moon is fullest. You can see its light dancing across the spectral fields as we pass.
May have to stop and take a look sometime.
Thank you for the information, Elias. I think we'll have to take a break before dinner for sure. Maybe we might be able to
Wash
figure
up
out why
with-
we're here amongst ourselves.
You will find that your cart has all you desire. Do you have any luggage that you would wish for me to check into the luggage cart?
Not at this time, as far as I'm aware. Everything I have, I carry.
Well, make sure any luggage is stored in a locked locker. We do not want any chance of anything going missing.
Of course.
He checks his pocket watch again. Now, if you excuse me. Again, if you need anything, simply use the hanging talk box here. Ask for either myself or for Cecil Abernathy. We will help you as much as we can if we are available. Welcome to the Requiem. May you enjoy your journey. And he walks out of the vestibule, and the door closes behind him, leaving the four of you standing there in this elegant-looking entryway to this train, which you can already feel thundering against the rails underneath your feet.
Well,
So,
I think we adjourn to a more private place and figure out if we can figure out why we're here. And he says our destination is Primrose, but I don't know why I would go to Primrose, except for one very specific target in mind, but other than that, I don't know why I'm here.
that might be all it needs. Yeah, let's, you said something about washing up, right? I
Oh yes.
would appreciate warm water for a change.
Let's go see
He
what
said,
these rooms look like.
He said everything we desire is in our rooms, right?
He did.
So I should probably go check up on Baron and the boys then. She'll just walk
I-
off into the cart.
Don't know if Atrix will look over at Hector and Saffron. I understand that we all just met, but does that woman unsettle you as much as she unsettles me?
Well, I've dealt with worse, I think. But she seems naive in a way, but
I think that is what unsettles me the most. It is, naivete doesn't seem to last long. On Innistrad. So to run into it here of all places is a bit, off-putting. I may be overthinking it.
well, we'll see. It hasn't been long enough to really get a good gauge on anyone here.
That is fair.
Let's.
If you have questions, by all means, feel free to ask. I try to be an open book.
Well,
Yeah,
at
we try
least
to
we
be.
were invited. So
That is
why
the
don't
other
we
thing
go
I
to?
don't get.
Yeah, it was kind of weird, but once we go and have dinner and maybe can get these people to answer some of our questions why we're here.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Let's clean up. I know my
I
goods
would
are
say to be in our best um alertness. I don't know the word for it, but I would say to be
Vigilant.
vigilant. That's the word. Because as Atric, I'm not getting a good feeling about it because we don't know these people and we don't know why we're here, why we were invited, how do they know us?
flat. To be fair, I don't know you yet either. You happen to be on the same platform. So perhaps we all get cleaned up, have some dinner, get to know each other, and being alert.
Yep.
Well, seems to be not a bad idea.
Yep.
An Atric will wander off looking for his rooms.
Okay.
I guess trying to follow Awen as she ducks down the hallway.
You follow Awen, and she leads you down 2 of the carts before you finally get to your cabin. Cabin 13. Here you find a long red and golden carpet lined hallway with windows refracting the moonlight as it comes in through the panes of the glass onto the hallway, causes a ghostly light to kind of dance along the lantern light. You find on the as you're making your way on the right hand side, there are 4 doors that open up into each of your rooms. You may choose whichever room you want. It should be on our PC sleep cart map there. At least in Foundry.
Oh,
Cannot move because it is
hello, Matt. Pause.
paused.
You were pausing.
Ladies first, by all means, pick your poison.
Are the rooms like have any names on them or?
There are empty gold placards that adorn the faceplate of the wall, or the door rather. And as you choose your room, as you open the door and step in, your name appears on those golden placards.
And front of the train is to the left.
Correct.
Okay.
Awen will be humming one of her little nursery rhymes as she usually would greet the kids, the boys, with a nursery rhyme. She goes, "The maid was in the garden hanging out the clothes when down came a blackbird and pecked off her nose." And she will open the door.
Creepy nursery rhymes.
Yeah, as you step into your door, you can
Very
hear like
excitedly.
you can hear the sound of like carving coming from the door, and you look and you watch in real time as your name, your abbreviated first name, and then your last name, all the way spelled out, carves itself in beautiful calligraphy onto the gold plaque.
What lovely handwriting. Baron, I'm here. She walks into the room.
As she walks into the room, Hector, you don't know why, but you can swear you hear the distinct sound of a child's laughter.
Don't like that.
Well. And these rooms are pretty much all the same.
Yes, each sleeping compartment is intimate but luxurious. Each features a plush bed dressed in satin sheets, thick woolen blankets, and soft feather pillows. There's a small writing desk that's complete with an inkwell and embossed stationery that stands near each wide window. The brass fittings gleam throughout these cabins, and each of these cabins are lit by their own gaslight lamp that has a frosted glass shade.
Nice enough room.
Hector's gonna go in and just kind of brush his coat and straighten his clothes a little bit, and then whatever equipment, or not equipment, but the pack of adventuring gear, so to speak, he will put it in the box and lock it up, but any of his other valuables, weapons, and other things he will keep on him. Basically just
As you're
his backpack.
As you're dusting off your coat, you can't help but notice the dirt and the grime and the wear and tear. It looks like your clothes have seen years of just wear and decay. And as you're dusting yourself off, doing the best you can to look presentable, it just you're having no good at it. In fact, all of you are having no go at it. You can't get the dirt, the mud stains out, the blood stains, the cuts, no matter what you do. And there's a little creak behind you, almost simultaneously. You guys wouldn't all know this, but at the same time, the wardrobe opens up, and hanging from a hook in a dry clean type plastic protective cover, you see your threads, but brand new, as if they were made the first day you bought them.
Awen will kind of run her hand over it. Cause she's from a poor village. She probably hand wove her clothes.
Yeah,
She'll look for like her little mark at the bottom at the seam.
you find it. It's clear as day, as if you made this yourself.
This is a nice trend.
After seeing this, Saffron's gonna go out and knock on one of the doors. Probably Atrix. I'm like, do you have clothes in your room? Like new?
By the time you get to Atric, he's got his jacket off, his shirt off. He's halfway through changing. Yes.
Oh. Well, okay. It's kind of weird, isn't it?
It's just fine. I mean, it fits. Well, shrugs everything on. Yeah, it fits.
Well, looks good, but
Shit is.
how did they know that? Anyway, well, I have a lot of questions. Well, you look good in it. And she's gonna go back to her room.
That's his not good. Ah. Light. Bye. As Atric finishes changing and steps back out into the hallway, waiting for. Actually, that's not true. Atric is going to, similar to what Hector did, takes off the things that are like useful to have, but not like. He doesn't give up his weapons and things. Those are still on his person. But like the backpack, all the extra rope and nonsense, an extra lantern, all that stuff he throws into his footlocker at the bottom and locks it up. Along with his old clothes. He stores those in his backpack in the footlocker. The rags, the blood-torn cloak and things. He folds those up as best as he can, puts them in his bag, and locks it in the footlocker. These threads are nice, but they are not threads that he had walking in. So he's going to hold on to his stuff as well as take what was offered, because it might as well look good. And then step out into the hallway and wait, as we're all supposed to go out to dinner, and he's not quite certain what time dinner was supposed to be.
Awen is going to change and do pretty much a similar thing, keeping all her old clothes, just because you just don't throw away clothes. She can wash them. But she'll kind of stop and look into the mirror in the room, and she will make eye contact with herself. And for a few moments, she'll start to bring her hands up, almost to claw at her cheeks. But, she's practiced some, so she'll stop and relax her hands. And very, very slowly go and grab a sheet from the bed and throw it over the mirror. She didn't see anything of value in there yet.
I'm sorry. She does what?
As you throw the sheet over this mirror, it's a tall body-length mirror. As you throw the sheet over it, you could swear that you see your reflection wickedly grin at you as the image is now blocked out. Your reflection is now just a sheet.
I'm sorry, the reflection does what?
Grins wickedly.
You two, I don't like having both of you in a horror campaign. This feels like a poor decision.
Awen will almost go to grab the mirror because she saw that. She goes, shut up. And then she'll stop. And again, her hands are shaking, almost grabbing the mirror. And then she'll stop, let her hands go, and go, no. Okay, Baron, boys, I've been invited to dinner, so... And then she'll just leave the room.
As you leave the room, we just focused on that mirror for a minute, that sheet covering the mirror, and where you had gripped it so tightly, we see 2 singed handprints on the sheet as the door shuts.
And being in the room next door, do I hear all of this conversation going on?
You find the rooms are well soundproofed.
Okay.
You can hear movement in the other side. If it gets a little raucous and stuff like that, you might have heard a little bit of what sounds like somebody maybe moving part of the furniture around me. But to you, it sounds like somebody changing the space around a little bit to better suit them.
Muffled, but not intelligible. Okay. Yeah, I will store the old clothes, put on the new clothes, transfer from all of the inside pockets of the overcoat the many little gadgets that he carries on his person, all his tools and whatnot, and there are various little inside pockets. Um, and then he's going to check the cane and make sure that the handle's locked in. And then he
It
will
indeed is locked in.
step out to
And
the
you,
hall and wait.
you step out into the hall, and you are joined by Awen and Atrek.
Saffron's not sure of what's happening, so she's going to she's gonna change into her new clothes, but she's not storing any of her stuff in this place. She's gonna have all of them on her, and she's gonna walk out from the room. She doesn't even like stay to explore the room. She just doesn't want to be alone, so she just comes out with all her stuff on her, with her raggedy clothes in her backpack. Comes out.
When everybody steps out, Awen will kind of look over and go, also, if anybody needs it, I can wash their clothes. I'm a mad woman with a washing board.
It is good to know. What the train provided fits very well. I'm surprised, but perhaps at a next stop, if we find a decent well or something, you can help me get my other set clean. If I'm allowed to keep these. It feels
Hey,
oddly tailored.
It won't give him a nod.
So it appears we are wanted for dinner. I was a bit distracted by the train and the goings on and whatnot. Did anybody happen to catch what time dinner was?
I didn't catch it because he didn't say it. But I'm assuming since they know we're here, they'll come find us? Because they
he
said
did
to
say
go
we should
enjoy
head
the leisure car and the observation car. But without giving us a time, I don't know how they'd assume we know where to go to eat dinner.
I imagine there's a dining car in here somewhere.
He did give you time. He said dinner would be served on the next hour.
Oh. Nobody caught it.
I was writing other notes.
Creepy Awen is distracting.
Man, I wasn't even there for that scene, and I'm still unsettled.
Yeah. Shall we find
Awen
it?
will, she'll look over at Hector and Atrek and Saffron because they are the city folk. They appear to know what they're doing. She goes, "What's a observation car?"
I was about to suggest we go find a place where we can sit down together and talk, and he said it was fabulous, so seems like as good a place as any to find a seat. And maybe a drink.
He said the observation car was to the right, if memory serves. 2 cars down or so.
At the very end of the train.
Oh. Alright, so to make sure I have this right in my brain here. At the very front of the train, there's the engine, luggage cars.
So from the vestibule that you're in, if you're standing looking straight, to your right, towards the front of the train, is the luxury cars, which is the bar, the Crimson Cask, and the cigar parlor known as the Velvet Parlor that's attached to it. 2 cars for leisure. Past those are the cargo and luggage carts. And in the back, you have the luxury cars, one of which you guys are in, and then the regular passenger cars, and at the very end is the observation car.
Okay.
So, Observation or a drink?
If I'm not opposed to seeing the observation car myself. He says it's such a pretty view and would like to see it. I want to say it was a full moon when we got on, yeah? He said it's supposed to be pretty when we're going out past the spectral fields in the full moon.
Well, then the observation card is.
I believe it is this way.
Okay. I unfortunately do not have an observation car map, but you guys move to the back of the train, passing through a couple of other luxury cabins similar to your own. As you're making your way, you see a young boy, about 16 or so, dipping into one of the rooms as he casts you just a little curious smile and a nod as he closes into the room. And as you pass that placard, you can see that it says, of course, I don't have her name ready. 1 second. Notes. Go down.
Right, you put notes and boundaries.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely keep notes there. Where you are? Here you are. You see the name says E. Voldarin. You continue past that into the standard carts that are just filled with passengers who, who are just traveling. Each of them distinct in their own way, but kind of just keeping to themselves as they salute you, or not salute you, but nod hello as you guys make your way to the back. And finally, you make your way to the observatory cart, and it's at the very tail end of the train. And it is almost entirely constructed out of glass. It's almost as if you are floating along the misty air outside. It just looks like you're standing, although you're moving at blinding speed, you feel like you're staying stationary, and it feels almost weird for a moment when you first step into it, because you feel like the momentum of the train should be present in this train. However, this just seems to be void of that, and it's almost like if you were stepping onto a different area itself. You can see the mist as it's being cut through by the train, just gathering around and offering you just these tiny little wisps of clouds to seemingly step on as you make your way. And as you look out into the countryside as it whips by you, you can just see the moon light dancing along the plains and the trees on the outside. And as you go, you can see different types of specters coalesce into the mist, some of them being cut through by the train's wheels and just dispersing into tiny little mournful wails that are unheard from the inside of this train. And you guys watch as just the moonlight dances around you and kind of encompasses everything here in the observatory.
Otherwise alone.
Yeah, as you are entering into the train, it seems that you have the entire cart to yourself.
What's his
Quick
Good
question. With my background and the connections that I have, would I have recognized the name on that door?
Give me a history check.
Because player me remembers what that is.
Oh, player me is screaming as well, but
Player me is also dumb, so I'm like, I recognize that name. I don't know why I should be afraid of it, but I am.
17
that-
history.
That name definitely sticks out to you. You've heard Voldaren plenty of times. You have dealt with enough vampires to know that the Voldarens are a highly respected family under the Stormkirks, or the Stromkirks rather. But as you think of that, you also get a little bit of ping of inspiration as you realize that the conductor's last name, DeLorean, was also associated with vampiric families. You don't really
DeLorean
know
or Thaloran?
DeLorean,
D.
like
Okay.
D, yeah, with a D. Yeah, Elias DeLorean, the conductor that you met. He, that name also rings familiar. Now that you're thinking about this Voldaren name, and you're not quite sure to what degree, but you know that you've heard in passing the DeLorean name, and you know that they are associated within the ranks of the vampire families.
Okay. But the other names we got, Abernathy and Ravenshade, neither of those seem familiar in the same.
Correct. Yeah, those are new names.
Okay. Well, I was going to say we could discuss maybe why we're here, but I should also point out two things. Number one, the conductor, the DeLorean name, is associated with one of the vampire families of the world, of the land, as is the name on one of the doors we passed by, the Voldaren. Voldarens happen to be closely associated with somebody who I have keen interest in.
So you're saying we're on a vampires train?
At least one of them passengers is, and one of the employees is. I don't recognize the name of our benefactor. The Ravenshade name, I don't recognize that. But the conductor, yes. I don't know if that's a coincidence or has any kind of information as to what our hosts may be into, but certainly keep your eyes out.
All right. Well, that's not exactly reassuring news. To be fair, I haven't had any major negative run-ins with the family of vampires, one way or another. Our trails mostly kept us away from the majority of their territories. I'm not to say can't say I've heard many good things about the families either. They always seem to be a bit, well, full of themselves. That's from what I can tell.
I don't have much concern. You know, we're all safe as long as the angel is around us, and she's all around us right now.
For a group of individuals that want to treat the rest of mankind as nothing more than cattle, nothing good can be said about them.
I'm not going to disagree with you. But at least they are honest in the fact that they are fucking monsters. At least then you know you need to be worried around. It's people that you can pull the wool over your eyes. At least with a vampire, you know you're dealing with a vampire. No, oh, I suppose normally. The conductor fellow didn't seem all, fangy to me. Is that a word? Can I use it like that? I'm going to anyways.
He was quite polite.
I don't think... I mean... Yes. But just because he's not impolite doesn't mean he doesn't want to kill you and drink all of the blood in your body.
Well, they always are polite. Right up until they kill you and take your blood. But just because he's associated with a family doesn't necessarily mean he is a vampire. Could be one of their little toadies, one of their little minions. Just a simple spawn, peon. But one way or the other, he's connected to the family, which could be a problem.
That is good to know. No, I mean, maybe. So long as we get to the city, I don't... I will admit, I'm not quite sure what to do with this information. It's not like I can stop the train. It feels like the fastest way to get to the city. And I have some people there I'd very much like to talk to. And then, you know, make sure they don't speak again.
Awen will very confidently announce, "Well, I don't think he's a bad guy. He did make quite a beautiful train, and I don't think evil can make things of beauty."
Oh, Avon, you're so naive.
I want to believe the woman in this case. Beauty is very much a thing of perception. Whatever you think is beautiful becomes beautiful, right? So if your ideal of beauty does not align with that of an evil folk, then sure, the evil can't make anything pretty or beautiful. Whatever it was you said.
Atrek, your mind flashes to shelves filled with jars that are filled with this viscous liquid that inside float different body parts in multiple quantities and qualities, and you can just taste that distinct taste of a metallic tang, and you feel the back of your the hair on the back of your neck stick up as almost if like an electric pulse is surging through you once more, a familiar feeling that you'd wish to shake off, but still lingers.
Yeah. While he's speaking, Atrek's whole body twitches. Not unlike he was just shocked. You know what? No. The evil cannot make pretty things. They can only ruin beauty.
Words echo in the back of your head as you picture the image of your two dearest childhood friends stitched together, metallic plates supporting their limbs that have been removed and added to from different sources, and you just remember that distinct voice in the back of your head. Aren't my works of art beautiful? They are great, and I shall show them to the world, and you will be my greatest work of art yet.
Enough. And Atrek will spin on his foot like that voice is behind him and lash out with a hand. So whoever the hell's standing behind him is going to have very rapidly Atrek's hand directly in their face, like he's reaching for their neck.
Well, this kind of fits with what Awen was seeing. So Awen was probably walking up because she was seeing him get those goosebumps, those goose prickles, as she calls them. So she would have been like walking up to give him a pat on the head, like one of her kids.
Oh, yeah. No, Atrik's hand is at your throat, and he's pissed.
Your vision fades from that luxurious train cart around you to that stone cold gray laboratory that you remember in your mind, and as your hands grip around the neck of somebody you truly despise, your vision clears and suddenly you are choking the visage of your mother, and she's calling out to you, and then you feel a warm hand on your shoulder, and you break out, and it's just Awen, face already turning red from you choking her.
He immediately will let go and step back, take 3 big steps back, and away from her.
Hector would put
Apologies.
himself between Adric and Awen. I think
Well,
we need to calm
Awen-
down.
Awen goes, "It's all right. It's fine." He didn't mean it.
My apologies.
Atrek, I would like you to make our first sanity roll.
I had
the
a
campaign.
feeling. Atrek, my friend. This might hurt, buddy. Old pal, old friend of mine. I believe in you. All right, sanity roll. Oh, it's an 18. It was almost a 2. It's an 18.
The soothing reassurance of Awen kind of snaps you out of where you are, and you realize what's going on, and you're able to steal your mind to this flashback. You know that you're not in that place. You haven't been in that place for a while. You have escaped those walls. These people, as far as you know, are not here to hurt you. And you soldier through it.
Yeah, you would see him, his hands up. It's weird. He touches his coat, touches his shirt. He touches Sava's book and the head of the hammer, just using them as physical objects to try and anchor himself back to where he is now. Just little things of.
Awen's gonna try to approach Atrek.
He carefully steps back, not just trying to keep space between him and anybody else near him right now. He's very much like a live wire. He's like, I'm just give me a moment, and I'll be with you in just a moment.
Saffron's gonna hold Awen back, and then just look at her like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Awen will chuckle and she goes, "Oh no, that was nothing."
Saffron has this really weird question mark face,
Well,
okay.
sometimes Baron would get into his cups,
Or a woman. What? The game hasn't even started yet. What did you do to her, Chuck, man?
What? What kind of a place that?
It's Christmas. I'm giving Vader presents.
Yes. Give me all the tragedy.
I apologize. Evan, I may have left parts of my mind elsewhere.
Awen will go, "Well, I always find that a little bit of a song will help you if you hum it to yourself."
I've never been much of a singer.
You don't need any more of her fucking lullabies.
I
you
wasn't gonna lie. I have a few pulled up.
I had a feeling you did. I'm not encouraging it for a reason. All right, I don't need more trauma. I'm gonna end up with more
Rockabye
trauma.
Baby was ready.
Likely story. I trust nothing you say, sir. Wow.
Well,
But
it seems like we all have some issues. But what? Does anyone remember anything that would have potentially had you coming here to this point?
just, I'm afraid you're gonna have to be a bit more specific. Because I ended up like this, and he kind of spreads his arms out to indicate himself and the wicked scars that are running down his throat and down his arms. Which now that he's like rolled his sleeves up a bit to show them, and Saffron would have caught it when he was changing. These are very much like thick, like old school autopsy scars. Like someone had cut this man open and filleted him, essentially. Yeah, he was fucked up. This is somebody had wanted to make me into a work of art. Their words, not mine. And very much not, all here, apparently. He may have taken more than I thought he did.
Awen, like, cocks her head to the side as that confuses her, and she goes, "But how can he turn someone into a work of art? We're all works of art, made by the angel." Like, it baffles her.
He is a madman. The whole damn
And a
family
heretic, it sounds.
Oh, far beyond heresy. They were, the things that family did to my family and friends were monstrous, to say the very least. Let's just put it this way. I got away easy, all things considered. And I am not just myself anymore. Not sure how much of me is left. To be fair. So you wanted to speak about what we are doing heading towards Primrose? Oh, the fuckers who did this to me out there. Oh, so I believe. I'm not sure how I got on this train, I'm not sure how I got a ticket, but I am not going to look that gift horse in the mouth. This is something that, needs to be finished. So long as your vampire is there, Hector, stay out of my way. I will, for the most part, stay out of theirs. I've got a family that needs, to learn a lesson about making monsters.
I'm not sure what happened to me either. I couldn't say what happened to the people that I was with in my last memory. But I remember the last face I saw. And it was a vampire. And somehow, after waking up, I know that you don't have to worry too much about a vampire. Unless you do something to piss them off. And I don't know why I know that.
He's looking at his arms. The scars don't give it away. I'm not sure how I'm standing here, Hector. by all rights, I should be dead.
Well,
He kind of taps his chest. Just over where his heart would be, you guys hear the thunk of a metal plate.
I guess we're all here. But go ahead.
He was just going to say that the pus that's missing. Parts that were supposed to have been important. Whatever is there now is not quite the same.
As you knock on that plate, you can feel that oil-like blood substitute pumping through it, spreading out through your body, through your entire venous system. Now that you've put some thought to it, it's physically slower. It's like you can now feel the blood in your veins running so thickly it's almost like molasses. It doesn't flow like a regular person's. What heartbeat you have is more like a churning of machines that continues to pump this through your entire body, ambulating it. Hector, you feel a taste of bitterness come across your tongue as you become aware of this as well.
There's something not right in you that I can sense that I shouldn't be able to sense, and I don't know why. But I have a bad feeling I know.
And I see Hector's teeth.
Give me a perception check versus Hector's deception or stealth.
Well, let's go with deception, actually.
It's a 19. Oh, I got him!
18. His deception is not that good. It's his ability to see, not lie.
There's a moment, and you're not sure why, but as you're looking at Hector, suddenly his canines become more distinct and elongated. But for a split second, what really confirms your suspicion, however, is as you're standing in front of this glass, and you can see yourself, Saffron, and Awen's reflection, you do not see one for Hector.
Bad news indeed, Hector. Do you have a suspicion, or should I ruin it for you?
Well, whatever it is, it couldn't be good. I am what I was trained to hunt. What I was trained to kill. But that was
safe. You need a hand. Not much I can do for you, friend.
Well, I was trained to show no mercy for creatures of the night. And it appears I'm one of them, I guess.
Based off the reflections.
Hector, your mind flashes back to a memory. You're staggering down the muddy dirt streets of some town. You're not really sure where you are. You're staggering as you try to propel yourself forward, your legs just refusing to support your upper body. You claw onto the wall. You can remember the stone, the wet stone, as the rain pours down around you, causing droplets of mud to splash up onto your boots. You remember falling down to all fours and a door opening to your right, the sound of boisterous activity and warmth coming from the inside. Next thing you know, there's a flash and there's a cold, lifeless body in your hands, drained of all of its blood, exsanguinated to the very last drop. And then you flash back and you're standing there, and you taste that sweet taste of crimson across your tongue again. And then you smell something sweet in the air. And you can tell that smell is coming from Awen.
I'm going to put myself as far from her as this place will allow me. Awen, you're just everyone's trying to avoid you tonight.
Awen is going to go. Did I spook you too?
Stay back. Stay. God damn it. Stay back.
Yeah, you had put yourself in between Atric and Awen, and now you find yourself having to move away as you are uncomfortably hot feeling. You don't know if it's the sudden bloodlust that has come across your mind, the remembrance of your first taste of actual blood, or if there's something else. But you have to move yourself away as you feel like you're almost burning in the presence of Awen.
Well, I guess that's my suspicions confirmed. We're in this together, but, Awen, I would politely ask that you, for the time being, stay back. Stay back.
Awen is going to think. She's trying to follow the conversation. She is a country yokel though. I'm just gonna roll flat intelligence. Hey, yeah, she follows. She'll go 18. She'll go, oh, well, and she'll turn to her shadow, which like almost flexes at her looking at it. You see it stretch out a bit, and she goes, Avison, you can't hurt the poor fellow. He's one of your hunters.
You see the shadow lingers for a moment, and then it seems to stretch away from you as if it's pulling you in some direction. It seems to be pulling towards back into the passenger cars.
Well, I should probably follow that.
Well, wait, hold up, yeah. Does your chateau normally get up and just walk away?
It's not my shadow anymore. It's, as I said, it's the angel's shadow.
Okay, could you perhaps use just a couple more words in that statement? Because how did you end up with the lady's shadow?
Awen goes, well, there was, you know how undead can attack settlements, and we were attacked once, but we were saved by the angel. Well, by her shadow.
That's as good. So why is it with you?
Well,
Why does everybody in your town have the lady's shadow following them now?
Well, I spoke for the angel's shadow.
You spoke for the angel's shadow. Were you a priestess in your town?
Oh no, I'm not that special. I just listen, and she warned me about, threats and from, outside and within.
Okay. I'm not quite certain.
Oh.
As much as I did my best to follow the church's teachings, it was not something I ever grasped very well.
Well,
How
you know
often-
how Avison is the light, right?
Yes, I'm very familiar with Avison's light.
Light makes shadows. So if Avison is the light of our world, and she is the holiest being
Nope.
of all, her shadows are holy as well.
Right. Okay, perhaps this is on me. I'm stuck on the idea. Light just does create shadows, yes. The object of light does not cast its own shadow, though.
Awen will sit there in like deep thought. No, I don't think you're right. Obviously, the angel has the shadow. We have, the statement of the shadow of her wings.
Like I said, perhaps I've missed something in one of the teachings. It was always more. Sava paid better attention to that than I. I don't. Hopefully her shadow treats you well, but I know it looks like it wants to go back towards the passenger cabin.
Yeah, it could be warning us.
Warning of us of what?
Awen will look at the shadow. Is it insistent?
Yes.
She goes, well, normally when it's this insistent, there would be, someone who was, one of the followers of a... Well, don't worry about that. It's a heretic. We could probably deal with this.
Okay. Alright.
Well, that's 3. Before we head out, Saffron, do you remember anything that might have placed you in this predicament?
No idea. She's flabbergasted by all your guys' stories. She turns to Hector. Wait, Hector, right? Do you glisten in the sunlight?
There is no sunlight here, only gloom.
Okay. I do not remember anything, but I don't know why I look like this. I look like a little zombie with ashy face. Sorry, our dog is being a little pain in the butt.
Saffron, the angel's shadow and the angel Avison would definitely stick out to you. That is a message that you have been taught time and time again from the Abyssinian church. She is the light that shines through all of Innistrad, all of Primrose, everything. And the fact that Awen says that she carries the shadow of Avison would be of striking news to you, especially because you know the current state of Avison's whereabouts.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Saffron is wearing like vestments, right? Like it's very obvious she's part of the church.
Yeah,
Atric would
but my clothes are like, oh well, I got new clothes now. Never mind.
Yeah. So Atric would ask, like, Saffron, you look like a member of the church. Perhaps,
Yes.
do you know anything about the shadow of Avison, or did I miss that part in the sermons?
No, No, I am of the Church of Avacyn. I am here to find an object, which I do have on me. But I'm not gonna
You
tell him
found
that.
it?
Yes,
Oh, you
but I'm not
found
gonna
it.
tell him that.
Oh,
You don't know that.
I don't know that. I don't know that yet.
You don't know that. Well, I'm here to find something, and as she says that, she like reaches into her pocket to make sure that she has it with her, very discreetly. Um, and she's like, "Well, I'm here on a mission, and I'm not sure why I was paired up with you guys. I would really like to get to know why we're here, because she's really confused why she's not headed to the temple back, because she got what she needed to get. So she wants to get back to her temple to hand off what she found. So
Mhm.
I am full of questions, as all you all are. So
Well, I'm the only one trying to lead us to an answer, perhaps. Is the lady's shadow that still feels wrong to me? Uh, but perhaps we follow it?
well, is this shadow like pulling all of us to the passenger carts?
Nope. It's almost indistinguishable that it's even doing anything. But to Awen, it is almost physically pulling her.
Awen will like
Um,
sway a couple times to a couple of the jerks as she goes, we should really get moving.
I suppose I can walk with you. I
well,
should
we should probably find where we need to go for this dinner and
It is
ask these questions from
towards the front.
the host
A
that
car to
invited
pass
us.
us. Yeah, dinner should be just past our cart, actually.
Well, I guess we should head that way. Well, that's just my suggestion. Unless you guys want to go at each other's throats, and I'll be happy to watch.
Again, I do apologize for that. My mind was elsewhere, somewhere between a
Well,
memory and a dream.
let's just get through this. Because I need to be in some other place than here, and I would like to know why we're here.
If you didn't mean to head to the city, why did you get on the train?
That's what I need to know.
Oh, right then. Well, at the very least, perhaps the Ravenshades will have some answers. Or we'll end up with more questions. Who knows? At the very least, they're a
Seems like
very fine
everywhere we
train.
go, it's a lot more questions than any answers that we can find. So,
Well, perhaps Miss Awen here will show us where her shadow is going. And if it's going nowhere important, we can keep going on to the bar. There's normally an answer or two at the bottom of the glass.
Awen will go, sometimes you have to puzzle out what it wants, but it's always worthwhile.
Hey, will follow your lead in that case. And I mean this quite literally. I'm gonna do my best to stay away from folk for a bit. I don't want to accidentally hurt one of you.
Did you get good?
Oh, well, with that, yeah, Awen will kind of take off with going in the direction the shadow's pulling her.
As you follow this shadow as it pulls you, it brings you through a couple of the passenger carts and it brings you to a door where it says S. Verena. And it stops there and kind of swells up onto the door. filling out the entire frame with shadow. This only you see. But there's something in the back of your mind that triggers. And whoever owns this room has caught the attention of this shadow.
Seeing the door get blotted out, Awen will go, "Oh, okay, so, I believe this person, well, they've definitely caught the angel's attention. I don't think in a good way. They must be some kind of villain."
Well, they don't seem to be bothering anybody in their room. Conductor asked us not to be a menace while on his train. Perhaps we let her be for now.
Of course, yeah. I mean, punctuality and all that is also a virtue.
True, I would hate to miss dinner. I don't know the last time I ate, but I'm oddly famished. That's not true. I don't need to eat anymore, but it feels correct.
Oh, no, not yet. Go away.
I can't see anything. It's just a black screen.
A blind!
Good.
No, I wanted a spoiler. I wanted to know.
Get out of here.
Can't make me. You're not the boss of me.
Are we flying?
But yeah, I guess Atric would start trying to find his way down to the dining car. Indoor bar.
Awen will commit the name on the door to memory real quick.
Okay.
Unlike her player, she has the memory longer than a goldfish.
It's Verena. S as in snake, Verena. Okay. Sorry, let me just get this. So you guys move on from the passenger carts, and you move on to the bar cart, also known as the Crimson Cask. As you walk in, you witness an extravagant haven of decadence, yet a little bit of unease. As you guys step through the gilded doors, you guys are enveloped in an ambiance of dark luxury. The centerpiece of this cart is a long, serpentine bar made of polished obsidian, its surface veined with streaks of crimson that seem to faintly pulse under the dim light. Behind it, a massive wall of shelves towers to the ceiling, filled with bottles of spirits from every corner of the world, and some that seem to defy recognition, their contents swirling unnaturally in their glass containers. The walls are covered in dark mahogany paneling carved with intricate floral designs that twist into unsettling shapes upon closer inspection. Low-hanging chandeliers draped with crimson crystal cast fragmented, flickering light that dances across the room, creating shifting shadows. Small round tables with high-backed chairs are scattered throughout their surfaces inlaid with dark marble. The air is heavy with the scent of aged whiskey, cigar smoke, and faint traces of something sweetly metallic. A soft piano melody plays from an unseen source, the tune lilting and strange, occasionally hitting dissonant notes that send shivers down your spine. The obsidian bar emits a faint warmth as you touch it, though it occasionally grows ice cold. You see a number of people in this area. You see a man sitting at the corner of the bar. He has one arm and looks rather grizzled in his old age. He himself is nursing what looks to be his third cup of whiskey. Behind the bar is a woman who has she has grayish silver hair. She wears a dark blue like suit with a gold fluffy puffed up like whatever those things are called puffy shirt. And adorning the right side of her face is a monocle. The only other mark on her face is her ruby red lips that stand out against her porcelain skin. And as you guys enter, you can assume that this is Madame Lysandra. Bring you guys over here.
Fancy.
Yeah. Just
Oh.
moving on.
Quick question. How does the train ride? Is it like bumpy? Or are we getting
It's almost
jostled?
as if you guys are just it's like if you guys are just like you can tell that there's purchase being made by the wheels and the rails, but there's no like was it turbulence with there's no
Yeah.
roughness, no bounciness. It's a rather smooth ride, almost as if you're gliding on air. So you guys make your way to the bar. You have about 20 minutes before your dinner appointment. Madame Lysandra walks up, and almost as if she doesn't even need to ask you what you want, she places down drinks in front of you. She goes to set a glass in front of Hector. It takes a moment to study him. There's a glint of light in her monocle, and she smiles, takes the drink herself, and then pours something else. A crimson liquid that swirls with a golden fleck. Special reserve for you, my dear. Welcome to the Crimson Cask. Welcome to the Requiem. I am Madame Lysandra. I run both the Crimson Cask and the Velvet Parlor. What brings you on to our lovely little train?
I think we're still trying to figure that out. Well,
She chuckles at this. She chuckles. That seems to be everybody's answer at first. It'll become more apparent why you're here. It does for everybody.
It is reassuring at the very least. So I know we're supposed to have a dinner here in a bit yet. Seem to have been expecting us.
Ah, yes. The Ravenshades have been raving about you four. You've been the talk of the train, as it were. I suppose I should feel honored that I've been able to meet you before the Mr. and Mrs. They might be jealous.
Not to say I'm not flattered, but what exactly has been said about us?
Just that there would be some passengers aboard this particular voyage that would be of high renown.
Oh,
Your reputation seemed to precede you.
I didn't
Very-
realize the Wayland Trading Company was well known around these parts.
Well, I've never heard of the Wayland Trading Company, but I have heard of you, Atrick Wayland. Would you like another drink?
Sure. How? If you haven't heard of my family's company, how would you have heard of me? I haven't done anything much of note.
Are you serious? Fought along St. Traft. You were one of his blessed warriors. At least that's what the rumors say. Are you telling me that they're not true?
That depends. Is that true, Vader? Did that happen in this world?
You don't know.
Ah,
But you know who St. Traft is.
yeah, Atrick would know who Saint Traft is either way. But I didn't think the rest of that. I'm not quite sure. To be honest with you, I know of Saint Traft. I don't believe I've fought with him.
Hmm.
Even as he says that, he's gonna touch the brooch on his coat with that star with the silver orchard in it. I don't think that has happened.
Well, don't worry yourself about it too much. Maybe it's yet to pass. But all of you, your names, however, have been echoing down these halls for quite some time. You, and she pours another of this crimson liquid with the gold flecks into Hector's glass. Hector Nostium, the outcast, led and forgotten by the Stromkirks. Is that not right? Awen Eberhard, touched by Avacyn's shadow, and Saffron, carrier of our release, carrier of the light, savior to us all. These are just the tales that have been told amongst the passengers. We were worried that you wouldn't join us on this journey. But I can tell you that the masters were very pleased to see that you had finally checked in.
It kind of didn't feel like we had a choice.
Yeah, we get that a lot. But trust me, you've made a choice.
Well, I hope it's the right choice.
There's only one way to find out. Care for another?
Awen will, she has like a cup of goat's milk because she's never drank liquor before. She'll kind of smile and she'll, oh yeah, it's delicious. She does not seem disturbed by this, almost in the slightest. This all tracks. She will give like Saffron a little bit of an odd look though. This is, she's a holy woman and Saffron's clearly blessed.
Yeah, I would say you even feel like a tinge of jealousy when Madame Lysandra says that Saffron is the carrier of the light, the savior to us all. You're not sure why. Something in the back of your mind just has a fit about this.
So, Saffron, you said you were looking for something. Do you already have it?
I don't think that's any of your business.
What was it that you were looking for?
It's a little. Nothing you guys need to worry about.
All right, I can't help you find it if I don't know what I'm looking for. Although, to be fair, if it's on this very specific train to be found, it would be odd, but a polite coinkydink.
Well, I'm fine. I'm pretty sure I can find it myself. If I do need help, I will ask for sure.
Good. So I've got 4 pairs of eyes, after all. It can be quite useful trying to find things. To be fair, Felton's not very loud, but he is good when you need him around.
Thank you, Felton. Atric. I don't know where Felton came in there. Thank you, Atric.
You can thank Felton. He's here. He's willing to help.
Yeah, Awen is slowly getting more and more suspicious. She can't help herself. I'd like to do an insight check.
Do it up.
Well,
So, for the folks at home, that's a natural 20.
That is a natural 20 for a 25 total.
That is a nat 20 for 25 total.
Evan is about to die.
You know too much. Smothers Awen with pillow.
Yeah.
roll
Go into
me
the
a
light.
roll me a deception check, Saffron.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that tracks.
Yep. Yeah, Awen, she
That's a
is
6.
clearly hiding something.
But you don't know what it is.
You can see her instinctually like finger something in her pocket before catching herself.
In public like that?
I was about to say.
Gotta get it in where you can, man.
I'm sorry. This reflex.
Atrix says he has 4 eyes to help you look. I only have 2, but they're 2 very good eyes. I notice things most people never see. I would even consider looking for. So I'll help.
Well, I appreciate you guys willing to help me find this thing that I need. But for the moment, let's figure out why we're on this train. But I think the most help I would need from you is to get off this train and go my merry way to finish the task at hand.
And what is the task at hand?
I just need to go back to my church.
And where is that?
Oh, where is it again?
The big city.
The big city. Tell me the name of it. You can mumble it out to me because I don't remember names.
If she's asking me questions, as I've currently got a mouthful of cheesecake, thanks very much.
Is it
Fucking yes.
Raven,
cheesecake.
maybe?
Gavin.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what? Gavany.
Gavin is the
Gavany.
country, yeah, Raven. There we go. Unless you've changed things as far as where her location of church would be.
No, I think we
That's
kept all
where
of it
she
the
would be.
same.
That's where she would be coming. But you would know, Saffron, that you are actually heading for someplace called Cathedral,
Cathedral.
which is directly opposite of Primrose. It is the light to Primrose's shadow, so to say.
Okay.
Yeah, your original thought was you would return back to Thraben, back to Gavany, and return with this artifact. But ever since you woke up, the artifact itself has been pulling you towards Cathedral.
But do I know that it's Cathedral that is pulling me towards?
Yep.
Well, I'm headed to Cathedral. Do you know where that is?
The wrong direction.
Well, that's where I need to go. And the most help I would need from you is to get to my destination.
I'm afraid you may have gotten on the wrong train there.
Well,
Well, maybe the train goes both ways.
Madame
as Eowyn's-
Sandra,
yeah.
she picks up. If you're heading to Cathedral, you're on the right train. Primrose is the shadow to Cathedral's light. But be warned, young Saffron. Cathedral is not what you think it is. It is a holy place that is led by madmen. Those who think they are holier than thou.
well, I don't think I've ever been there, so I will have to get there and see for myself.
A word of warning. Be careful who you trust within the walls of Cathedral. You could just as quickly be labeled a heretic and set to the flame.
Eowyn's eyes will kind of like narrow at that. This is heretical, right? You don't talk ill of the church.
Pretty much.
Eowyn will go, ma'am, I believe your words are bordering on the heretical.
Oh. Simply just a warning. Take it or leave it. My experience could differ from yours. I just repeat rumors. Forgive me. I did not mean to speak of heresy.
Well, thank you for your advice.
That's what I'm here
Not
for.
only- I am pretty limited on whom I trust, so I will keep that in mind.
Well, good. You may be only able to trust those around you. Not everything you see is
Oh.
as it seems. There is a chime of the clock. Oh. It seems as dinner is served. Do you know where to go?
Next car up, I believe.
And then I just wanted to. Saffron did not drink any of the drinks that she was serving.
Okay. It's noticed.
Atric did.
Eowyn went through 2 cups of goat milk.
So
Goat
Atric's
milk.
probably got two glasses and two like empty glasses in front of him and a third one in his hand. He's just like sipping at. This is a weird fucking day for him. All right.
Everybody give me perception checks.
Where'd my sheet go?
That is an 11 total for me.
That's a 17 for Saffron. Oh man,
That is
You
a 4
guys.
for Atric. I'm busy drinking. Leave me alone.
As
That's
As you
terrible
guys-
for me.
as you guys stand up and finish your glasses, Saffron, you the only one who has not partaken. You look at Awen, and as she's drinking this white, almost like borderline like eggshell colored liquid, you can see as she comes to the end of it, and the glass shows the remnants of it. There's a distinct trail of red inside of it.
Does it look like blood or something? Do I know what it is?
It looks like something red, but
Um.
it's gone as Awen drinks it all.
Ah, fuck. Well. Is it only Avon's glass that I see?
The strawberry syrup. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, she's it. She's the only one drinking goat's milk.
Mine was red to begin with, so.
Yeah,
But I think he probably did drink his because just out of like, he probably would have avoided it, but with that urge from earlier, he almost drank it subconsciously,
And you-
just like,
and you feel that urge satiated.
yeah.
I'm gonna ask Avon, or sorry, what's the lady's name again? I'm gonna write that down.
Madame Lysandra.
I need to write that down as well.
Yeah.
If you guys hover over her little token on the screen, it'll pop up.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Ly. I forgot. I'm gonna turn to Madame Lysandra. I'm like, did Avon ask for goat milk, or did she just give it to you? She gave it to you, yeah?
Yeah, she just put it down immediately.
I'm gonna turn to Madame Lysandra. I'm like, can you tell me what my friend was just drinking?
Goat's milk. That's what she was wanting.
And I'm gonna
I
turn to
thought-
Avon.
I thought that you would want this particular spirit. It's light and warming, but apparently I was wrong. First time for everything, I see.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I'm thankful that you were so kind enough to figure out what drinks everybody would want and put them in front of us even before we asked. So
Well, the Requiem knows a lot, especially about his passengers. So it really was no bother.
So how would the Requiem know about all these passengers that comes through? Do you guys read our minds?
No. Every passenger aboard the Requiem has their story to tell, and they leave those stories imprinted into the wood and the metal of this glorious engine. Your stories are being written through the walls here, just like everybody else's. Mine, Mr. and Mrs. Ravenshade. Hell, even
Does anybody
Victor Moreau.
leave this train after they
Everybody.
write their story?
Everybody leaves. We have a destination. Where they go from there is a continuation of their own story.
Sorry.
Saffron is very, very like fidgety right now. She's like, she's not liking this feeling that she has. It's very weird to her. Well, she's gonna stand up. She's like, well, I'm gonna head out to dinner now. Because she wants to get done with this dinner and try to get off this train. So, and then she looks around to see if there's any kind of like places that she could just escape this train, like a window, door, something that she can either break, jump off. I don't know.
There's multiple windows. Each of the cars have multiple windows that lead to the outside. Your individual cars actually have windows that open up to let in some of the air if you wish. There are a couple windows here in the bar car, but not as many as the other carts. You see, there's a door that you came in when you entered, and a door leading to the velvet parlor. And in the corner, what wasn't there when you first entered is a wrought iron spiral staircase that leads up and out of view.
So it wasn't there when we came in.
Correct. And Madame Lysandra points your attention over to it. Go on. You don't want to be late for the dinner.
Oh, perhaps I misunderstood that. I thought dinner was going to be at the Velvet Lounge next car forward.
Oh, no, you're more than welcome to spend as much time in the Velvet Parlor as you wish, but no, the Mr. and Mrs. have their own private quarters that they have requested you join them in.
Well, if nothing, we can at least get some questions answered.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
Perhaps. They're elusive and quite eccentric, but I think you'll enjoy their company.
Should we?
I think we should.
I'm so sorry, Vader. You had said even Victor. Who?
Moreau. He is the man that is at the corner.
Okay.
Over here.
So I need to come bother him later. Because his story is written in the walls here somewhere as well. And because Atrix is kind of a dumbass, are there like physical representations of these stories written in the walls, or was she like, if I look at the walls, do I see like, fucking pictograms of people and stuff, or was she speaking poetic?
Definitely waxing poetic.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. I was hoping for little spoilers written in the walls. It's right. Staircase.
Keep that mindset. Wink. But you don't see that right now. Wink.
As we're walking towards the staircase, I'm gonna get close to Hector. We're like, let's just keep our options open to get out of this place as soon as we can. Keep your eyes open to escape routes.
Always do. But I think the sooner we're off this train, the better. And if there's no way to jump or get off at another stop, we may want to think about keeping a close eye on each other that night.
Yep.
The Atrix gone. He's already at the foot of the stairs. It's all right. Let's go have dinner.
Wow. Walk and
Adrix,
talk.
what is it? 2 sheets of the wind already with 2 drinks?
He's not actually. He's surprisingly sober for what's supposed to be super. He drinks whiskey. It's strong stuff, but weirdly enough, it's not hitting him as strong as you would expect.
Everyone's debating getting a goat milk for the road.
With strawberry syrup?
Yeah, with strawberry syrup.
That's it. Adrian can finish off the glass he has and leave it on the bar as he leaves. He's not going to walk into somebody's home with a glass in hand.
You guys ascend the spiral staircase, and amazingly, it leads up to a full-size door at the end of about a 5-foot walkway. You could feel the warmth of a fire that emanates from within. You can see the embers dancing underneath the door. It is a dark mahogany with the name Ravenshade in crimson calligraphy embossed on a brass placard. There is a symbol of a raven perched atop a weeping willow tree, barred behind 2 wrought iron gates that have the initials RS in the center where the locks would be. There's a light piano that you can hear from the inside being played, and you can smell wonderful smells of food. And the door, as you step up to it, creaks open as you tap on it. And inside is a room that you were not expecting to see on this train, the dimensions of which completely outstretch the size of the train itself. And the fact that this is above the bar cart befuddles you even more, as standing in front of you atop a crimson and gold inlaid rug is a gold, like a golden wooden table. It has 7 chairs, 3 on each side, 1 at the head. And atop this this ivory tablecloth, you see an assortment of all different types of food, piping hot and steaming. The smells reaching your nostrils, and each one of you at the same time feel your stomach gurgle, and all at the same time you wonder, when's the last time you even had a meal, seen a meal? There are multiple bottles of wine of different vintages and different wineries. As you come in, you can see nameplates on the table in front of the place settings. Each of them sporting your name. Atrek, you are across from Hector. Saffron, you are across from Awen, who sits next to Atrek. As you sit down, the piano begins to change its tune. Plays more of a melancholic tune now, kind of bringing the mood of the room into a bit of a somber yet welcoming feast. And as you sit down across from each other, you suddenly hear a voice from the opposite side of the room. "Ah, I see our guests have arrived." And in walking through the room, you see a man with white hair, shock white hair that is slicked back and neatly kept. He wears a crimson overcloak that is just flowing on one side that covers down his teal and gold like leather fittings. Each of the buttons are polished and shine, reflecting the firelight as he steps into the door, and he extends his hand out, which is gloved in a white glove, and you see this pale, dainty hand reaches out from the darkness of the room, and in walks after him a woman with dark auburn hair that flows down her back, almost like dark rivulets of deep crimson. She wears a black Victorian dress, which is just completely like the darkness of it is exacerbated against her ivory skin. Her skin itself looks so pale, it's almost as if it was carved porcelain itself. And as she steps forward, She almost like floats into the room, capturing all the attention. Indeed they have, dear. Oh, and look at them. They are quite a rambunctious bunch. Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Marvelous. Well, welcome, each and every one of you. I am Victor Ravenshade, and this lovely creature here is my wife, Rosalind. This is Victor and Rosalind Ravenshade, the owners of the Requiem. And as they walk down this curved staircase down the balcony from which they'd enter, they walk over to the table. Rosalind takes her seat at one of the edge, sitting right next to Atrek, in which she curtsies and bows her head slightly before turning it to everybody else. Victor stands at the head of the table and picks up a clear crystal goblet. A toast to our new friends and our new passengers. Welcome. Welcome indeed. And he offers everybody to take a sip, in which your crystal goblets have now filled with a wine, albeit nobody poured.
Saffron, as she has all her stuff on her, because she didn't leave any of her stuff in the room, gonna take out her water skin and says, well, thank you for having us.
Oh, my dear, you're not traveling the roads any longer. You may have whatever you wish. If water is all you wish to drink, we can find you the finest.
I got the finest water that I need right here. Thank you.
Are you sure? That looks quite empty. And you go to pour your water skin up, and it's just filled with dirt and dust.
Fucking fuck. No, I'm good.
Hardly a thirst quencher. But if you insist, please help yourself to our arrangement of food. Tell us all about you. We have been waiting quite some time. Isn't that right? Yes, dear. We have been. And it seems that you got on the last possible train. Not one for prompt arrivals, I see.
I would have to forgive our tardiness. I wasn't quite aware that we had, well, folk waiting on us. I must admit that your staff running the train, it seems like you all were waiting for us, and, well, I'll be quite honest, I'm flattered, but I'm not sure why.
Oh, well, we are the how do you say? We are the in-between of your story. A simple interlude between chapters. We had heard that you'd be joining us. And when tales, all of your accomplishments, passed through our ears, we were more than excited. Rosalind kind of picks up. Tell me, do you have your tickets? Would you mind if I seize them?
Oh, yeah, I believe I still have it. Yeah. He goes and pulls out his book and pulls the ticket out, which is sitting as a bookmark in the pages there.
Ah, the star. This is a good omen. I see hope and rejuvenation in your future.
I could use a little bit of hope.
Saffron will pull out her ticket and hand over, well, show them or hand it over.
She looks at it, the red skull emblazoned on this black ebony card. I see. It is inevitable. A confrontation awaits you, as well as a transformation. These are
Well.
interesting. Very interesting. And you, my dear. She looks over at Awen.
Awen will dig in her pockets. She honestly doesn't know if she left the ticket in her room or not. She did not know she was supposed to carry it.
You find it on you.
She'll like exhale like a little bit of a sigh of relief, and she goes, "That's a good thing I shoved it in my pocket." And she'll open it up and show her.
Ah, yes. The flames. Oh, how they scorch. I see temptation and entrapment. Somebody has you in a hold.
Awen will tilt her head a bit at that, like, I follow the angel's word. I wouldn't say I've been trapped by it, though.
No. Not by the angel's word. But how about you, Mr. Stoic? You've been so quiet. Please, may I see your tickets?
Absolutely. And he pulls it out, like just 2 fingers out, and flourishes it like a playing card, and then flicks it across the table.
It floats over to her, and she just like lays her hand out, and it lands right into the palm of her hands as she flips it. And as she does, that eye begins to expand, and sitting on it is a like a long-haired androgynous humanoid figure that has robes flowing down their body, and a bunch of scrolls that are blank floating up into the air. And right above the scrolls is that eye that reappears. Ah, as you carry with you a divine knowledge and the power to ask for its counsel. This is intriguing. Could you imagine there, my dear, being able to question the fates themselves? Oh, what's the power? But what would you ask? The possibilities are endless. Now, dear, you've done your card reading. Let's leave the details of our champion's story to unfold for themselves. I want to hear about each and every one of you. What brings you on the Requiem? Why do you hurtle towards Primrose?
Well, we thought you already knew why we were here and our whole story and
But why would I want to hear or just adhere to rumors that have been spread throughout the halls of this train when I have the sources here? Please, tell me, can you confirm or deny what has been said about you? Have you heard anything said about you?
I can't say that I know what the rumors are saying. It'd be hard to confirm or deny before Either way, I mean, your barkeep there was mentioning that we've been spoken about, but just as I was going to ask for more details, it was time for dinner. I would hate to keep our host, as lovely as you, waiting.
Well, we do appreciate your promptness. But please, anything you wish to sell, to say, enlighten us. You are our guest.
That seemed like a Freudian slip. Anything we want to sell? We don't
Yeah,
have much soul
say.
left.
Anything you want to say?
Well, as far as the rumors on the train go, being bled and left for dead by a certain individual, I am after that individual in hopes to get some answers for me and for
the
others.
pursuit of information, questions, a noble pursuit. Knowledge is power, after all.
Knowledge is also a weapon.
Oh,
One
true.
which I plan on using.
You must have an upper hand ready to be played. A card you are not revealing. I like it. You'll need to play them close to your chest if you wish to extend the hierarchy of the vampires.
Now, speaking of vampires, you seem to have a number in your care, at your employ on
Well,
this train. What's your affiliation, if you don't mind me asking?
Zuyu means Elias. He is harmless. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Did he give you a scare when he welcomed you onto the train?
No, he was polite and cordial, like a proper gentleman.
Good.
But you also have passengers of a questionable nature.
Oh, passengers you have history with, perhaps?
Knowledge. Not direct history myself, but passing knowledge of the name that they carry.
Well, perhaps they possess knowledge that you do not have. Perhaps you pay them a visit. You are like-minded individuals, perhaps?
It's possible. We'll see what happens. But
Well,
for the time being, we'll enjoy dinner here with you. Fine individuals.
Good.
And he raises a
Good,
glass
good.
and takes a drink.
Victor Ravenshade does as well, and Rosalind takes a little dainty sip before she turns her attention over to Saffron. And you, my dear, you're positively glowing. You must tell me, what product do you use for your hair? It's wild, but refined.
Vengeance.
Vengeance.
The blood
I
of
like
our
it.
enemies.
Vengeance by Ralph L'Oreal. I love it.
Maybe it's vengeance. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Eldritch Horus.
It's not Tuesday.
Not yet. You're muted. I can see you
I just-
talking.
Yeah, I'm just talking to myself over here. Oh well, thank you. I'll take this as a compliment.
It means it 100% as a compliment. You look ravishing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll
Tell
just
me.
take care of my hair.
Well, tell me. What brings you here? Why are you going to Primrose?
Well, actually, I'm going to Cathedral.
Ooh.
And
Cathedral.
the barkeep said this train will take me there.
You may visit Cathedral once you reach Primrose. It's not a far distance away. But they are two very different places.
Yep. So is Cathedral like the whole church, or is it just a city over there, or?
Well, it is a holy city. It's quite extravagant. I mean, the streets themselves are paved with gold, and the Abyssinian light shines off each brick. Then there is the occasional bad apple. Those are made examples of. But you do not strike me as one who would be made example of. So I doubt you'll have anything to worry about here. You should be welcome to Cathedral. You shine with light. Just like your friend here. She looks over at Awen. There's a glow about you that I can't put my finger on.
Anyone
it's
will
wonderful.
beam a bit at being like acknowledged as like having a glow.
So the goat milk and strawberry syrup.
Mm-hmm. Good for you.
Yes, a delicacy here. I hope you enjoyed your goat's milk.
She'll go, I've never been much one for drinks. That was always Baron's thing to do.
It is tragic when one loses one's mind to the drink. I can see your hesitations. Do not feel pressure into drinking anything you do not wish. If it is water or goat's milk, you may have it by the gallon. You must simply but ask.
Her eyes will widen up and she goes, oh, no, Baron never lost his mind to the drink, obviously. It was just, we saved it for him.
I see. Well, if one is not careful, the mind is a easy thing to lose.
That's the truth.
He goes, well, I got mine well locked down.
I see. You are locked tight, the four of you. I do understand that these are strange circumstances. You have been brought here. Well, I wouldn't say against your will. You accepted the tickets. You boarded the train. You all have a reason to go to Primrose, is it not true?
No, you correct. At least I didn't think I have a reason. I believe there's a family there that I need to see.
Yes, the Sassani family.
He stops at the name. Yes. What of them do you know?
Terrible lot. Scavengers. Scabbering. They find fancy in stitching those who they butcher back together in their own macabre. How do you say? Art? I hate to even call it that, because he like gestures around. This is art. What they do is... It leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
What they do is profane. It's a desecration. But yes, you are right on the money with their tendencies. They are not good folk, and unfortunately, it was not something my family was aware of before accepting a dinner invitation to their place.
Oh, how terrible. Tell me of this dinner.
Oh, I would very much rather not, but it is a bad memory, and one of
I
the
s-
last I have.
I see. Do not allow me to pry into your intimate memories.
So, oddly fresh. I apologize. I don't mean to be rude. It is simply it still feels like a raw wound. That's one.
Oh, no apologies necessary. I understand. Forgive me for my intrusion. I simply wish to learn the most about my guest. But I see that is not a story you're willing to tell. But in time, I'm sure it'll be spoken.
Not just yet, but perhaps it's Saffron used to believe that speaking of your wounds would help heal them, but it always felt like picking at a scab.
Oh. Sometimes the scab is festering, and that the best thing to do is remove it and start fresh. Let a new one grow.
Perhaps.
Well, we do not need to remove any scabs here tonight at this dinner. This is simply just a formal evening. I wish to just spend some time with you. My darling Rosalind here was most anxious to meet you.
I do appreciate your invites. I'm flattered. Your space is lovely, and the train is a masterwork in its own right. But
The train has many marvels that you have yet to discover, many secrets. I implore you, explore away. See what all we have to offer here on the Requiem.
I may do that. That's not. Guess I should ask. I boarded the train because I was willing to go, but I'm not quite certain how long the trip is from our station to Primrose.
Will it be about a few days, give or take?
More than enough time to get to know each other then, and to get to
Oh,
know your lovely
absolutely.
train.
Absolutely. We look forward to getting to know you very intimately. And we are open books ourselves. Please, if there is anything that you ask, do not hesitate.
The conductor had said he managed to win this game, and or win this train, in a hand of cards. You play cards often. Do you win most of your artworks
As,
that way?
as often as I can, when the missus allows it. Why, are you a gambling man yourself?
Not much. I've picked up a few tricks, but it was never something I was ever quite good at. Apparently, I have a very readable face and too many tells.
Then we must play sometime.
Ah, I'm afraid I don't have much to play with, but a friendly round of cards or two I wouldn't be opposed.
Of course. Friendly games only. No high stakes. You are our guests. I wouldn't fathom taking anything from you.
Well, perhaps we'll have to then. I don't wish to eat up all your night, so perhaps not after dinner, but on one of these other days before we depart the train.
Of course.
Awen's gonna ask the question that's been burning on her mind this entire time. she'll go. Also, how much do we owe you for the tickets?
Oh, my sweet Zir, you do not owe us nothing for the tickets. They are complimentary on the house. You are a special guest, and it is our pleasure to bring you on your journey to Primrose.
Well, that's mighty fine of you.
And speaking of the time to get to know each other on the train, how long is the trip to Primrose? Since we don't know where we were picked up even to know how far we need to go to get there.
Don't worry, we run a very tight ship here. We will arrive at Primrose exactly when on schedule. Don't you worry. You will not be late. Not on my watch.
Hmm.
And we're likely a handful of days out. Should be fine.
Well,
I've got the feeling the family's not going anywhere, so.
and well, since my brain player was trying to fix things on stream side, where was it that you had us picked up at? If the answer to how many days we were going to be was already answered, because again, we don't know where we were or how we even got there.
Don't be silly. We picked you up at the station. You're the last stop.
I love it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it.
Awen keeps finding what they're saying to be 1 + 1 = 2, and she's okay with it.
Yeah.
So is this the only train you guys own? You have more trains?
This is the only one that we own, yes?
You said this was the last one. How many trains per
This is the
day do
last-
you run?
You were the last stop. We have many stops.
We were the
Just
last
one
stop.
train. But just the one train. Correct.
So the last stop is closest to Primrose. Because all these other people got on the train before we got here, so.
Man, we're on a
So,
timey-wimey ghost train. We don't need to focus that much on time.
Hector
Correct.
is like not knowing things.
That's fair.
what
I mean,
he
in character
does.
it makes sense, but like, even from the player point of view, like I asked that question, I'm like, it doesn't really matter the answer, but Atric would ask.
Awen seeing like Hector's impatience, she'll go, as I used to tell the boys when we would go to market, we'll get there when we get there.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
Stop. Please, my father used to say the same thing. Listen, trundling down the road on a carriage is all well and good, but after a time you get tired of seeing nothing but the countryside.
Well, parental wisdom is parental wisdom. But
It does not. I understand it's earned through age, but it does not mean that it's what we want to hear.
how about everybody gets one? Are we there yet?
Tell him, Peter.
I can guarantee you that when we arrive at our destination, you will be the first ones to be alerted.
As we get
Greatly appreciate that.
You're gonna have an action dream tonight that Saffron's gonna jump off this fucking train.
Action dream.
Man, this
I
is
do
gonna be one of
not
those
know what you speak of. This action dream. Good.
He was just going to start making idle small talk because I'm not certain what else. Unless somebody else has big questions to ask. Atric's just going to try and be personable. He's been at business dinners before, so he's going to try and just Fill the void.
Awen's definitely loaded up her plate, but she's trying to figure out the forks and spoons.
Stuff from the outside and work your way in.
Oh, that makes sense. All the forks are the same size.
Doesn't matter. Start from the
Or-
outside, work your way
Or you
towards
can
the
just use your God-given utensils, the hands and the fingers.
not a table like this, Saffron, please. A little bit of manners.
Awen takes her at her word. Awen will, cut open some bread and just shove a steak in it.
Sorry, Atrick.
A sandwich is good
Adrian-
anytime.
Atrick is trying very hard to be like, I know how to do formal things, but you can see him, he's actively trying to remember how to be presentable at a formal dinner. This is not natural for Atrick by any sense. He's like when you ask, he's saying out loud to remind himself how to be polite and eat properly. He knows how to do it. Doesn't mean he likes to.
Victor and Rosalind both pick up on this, and they comment on the fact that you seem to have shared a table with many of the refined folk, and your mind flashes back to that last dinner you had,
Fucking do it.
and you just feel like a kind of sinking feeling in your stomach for a moment, but then it's as if Victor realizes, and he reaches out almost mentally, and you can feel just a soothing presence. Come, my friend, do not trouble yourself with the past. Enjoy yourself here on this moment.
Right. Sorry, that one seems a bit strong. Yes, you're right. So tell me, outside of us, who was the last on your train that you are most excited to meet with?
There has been quite a few names that have passed through our ledgers, but no ones that equal the renown that you four seem to. I'd say you're our most well-known guest. I'd be surprised if the other passengers do not approach you and wish to speak with you. Your tale is now weaved with theirs.
I find it odd to believe that I am a well-known guest when I did
Likewise.
much of my business from the shadows.
Oh, but even shadows tell the story, don't they not? Cast a glance over at Awen for a second.
Sorry, Awen's player is going, dog! Dog!
That is a cute puppy.
That is a very
That's
cute puppy.
It's a very cute puppy. I wish to squeeze it.
It's adorable. We are all distracted.
Adorable.
So, what did she say exactly?
Something about shadows.
Yeah, I heard
Shadows.
Shadow and then Awen, which, fits.
Shadows tell their own stories, and then they cast a glance over at you, Awen, for a second.
Awen looks like she's pulled a baked potato and shoved it in a pocket. She's also making up 3 other plates to take back to the room. And she'll go, they talk often.
My dear, you are possibly famished. You do not have to shove it in your pockets. We can get you, how you say, is it doggy bag?
Awen, oh no, these are for the boys. Well, the baked potatoes for me, but
I see. Well, you may take the plates. We can have it delivered to your room.
Oh, no. I'll take him in. Baron doesn't like when strangers walk up to a door.
I see.
Avon, your children didn't get on the train with us. Your family, I should say. I didn't see them on the station.
They met me in my cabin, so that's fine.
They met you at your cabin. I wasn't paying attention. I know the door I unlocked carved my name into the gold. As I opened it, was yours already carved? I wasn't paying that close attention.
You know, that's kind of the darndest thing. It wasn't. I'd hate to inform you, Mr. and Mrs. Ravenshade, but your train's a little slow. Didn't catch Baron. Could have put Baron's name on there first.
Well, I'm afraid the rooms are secure for our esteemed guests. That is why your name appears. If you have +1s or 2s or 3s, they will not be included on the placards, but they are more than welcome.
That makes sense. Awen will nod, and she'll go, also, wouldn't your room say an extra name, Patrick?
I doubt it. Filton is nearby, but not really here. Actually, he might be closer than I think. Where exactly is this train now?
Victor seems to ignore that, and he kind of claps his hands together in like a joyous manner, and he smiles. He's like, it seems that the Requiem is not the only one with passengers. This is quite interesting indeed. And then a chime of a clock goes off. My, it was already that time. 3 a.m. I am sleepy. I regret to inform you that we must retire for the night. I have thoroughly enjoyed your company and look forward to learning your tale as it is written.
Apologies for keeping you up so late.
Time flies when you are in good company. This is no apologies necessary.
I appreciate your companionship tonight, and you hosting us. We'll let you be. Nature will get up and let himself out. Unnerved.
One small thing. Did Elias inform you about the luggage rules, protocols?
He said not to go unless we contact him first, and we can be escorted back there.
That is correct. Any of your belongings that you have brought on with you, any bags or cases, we do recommend that you lock them in the provided lockers in your rooms for safekeeping.
Of course. We all seem to be traveling fairly light, but thank you for the information and the suggestion. Hector will stand up and very properly bow to both of them.
They bow back. This is a wonderful night.
Mhm.
Well,
Thank you for your time and your hospitality.
yes. It was informative and interesting.
It was a
Suffer
lovely
mumbles
speech.
under her breath. Informative. Not really.
Don't worry, Saffron.
You don't hear it. I'm just mumbling under my voice. My breath.
I
As you
hear
guys
everything.
leave, as you guys
Shut up.
leave, you hear Rosalind. All's will be revealed in time. And the door shuts, and that firelight fades, and you find yourself now standing back in the Crimson Cask. That's staircase, nowhere to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about trains, but I'm pretty sure they don't normally have a second story, right?
Some do.
But if they
Do
do,
they?
they're usually the same size as the car below it. That was not the
Okay,
same
so that's
size.
what it was.
In retroactively, would I have gotten a sense of whether they were alive or dead?
You could not read them.
Okay.
They seemed like different entities all together.
Yeah, these two are some weird ass Time Lord shit going on out here.
They're just a lovely couple.
Well,
I don't know about y'all. I got some serious Adam Families vibes going on there, and I was digging it. But
Awen, by the way, has like 3 trays stacked together.
No,
She's put
even.
little notes on them. Like one says
Oh.
Baron,
for your
Hadar,
imaginary family of murder
and
cultists.
Sor. I don't know what you're talking about. Awen's is a family person.
As you guys
Keeps
are
them
standing
close.
there, the chimes that are marking at 3 a.m. are still going. You see the Crimson Cask is all but empty. The Velvet Parlor is as well. It seems everybody has retired to their cabins.
It's 3 a.m. We have been up all day. Not really. We've been up for like 6 hours. But I was also dead for who knows how long.
Guess we can retire to our rooms.
If that's
I
what
would
you
suggest
wish.
we all stay alert. Or
That's the
maybe
do
we
it
all
is.
should stay in one cabin.
I don't know about your cabin, but it's awfully small to do that. We could pair up if people are feeling comfortable, but
Awen will go, I really pushing the limits of the space I have in mind.
I'm not certain how your family got on here, Ewan. But I would.
The
should bring
cameras
them out.
hurt me because I spend half of D&D smiling too much.
Yeah.
You should bring them out. I would love to meet them.
Awen will hesitate at that, and she'll go, I would love to introduce you. Maybe when Baron's asleep. He's not really likes. He doesn't like to be introduced to new people. Not
Mhm.
willy-nilly.
When
Good.
you suddenly get the feeling that you need to go into your room right now.
Awen goes, yeah, let me get the food to them, and she just goes.
As she leaves, Atrix is just gonna look at the other two like, I'm not crazy, right? Like, I'm not the
I
crazy
think
one here.
I think she's crazy.
Um,
She's pretty
perhaps.
odd, talking about a shadow and her family being with her. In her bed?
Perhaps they actually got on the train at an earlier stop. I just
Maybe
was
they're
expecting-
hamsters. I don't know.
Maybe that. What's by Evanson's name is a hamster?
Here, let me show you. Hamtaro starts playing.
Well,
Do the ham dance.
Ma'am.
oh Lord. Well, it has been a long day, and whether or not she's all there, who knows? But I'd say we all deserve some rest. I think I'm going to bed. And Hector will enter the room and close the door. Pull from his pocket a tiny length of string and a small bell. He ties the string to the doorknob and attaches the bell to the handle as well.
Saffron's gonna go into her room. And she's gonna sit down on whatever bed, chair, whatever's in there. And just face the door and just sit and wait.
And just stare at the door all night. Okay, you're crazy too, Saffron. Cool. As they all shut
what are
the
you
doors.
new?
As they all shut the doors and leave, and Atric makes it look like he's going into his room. Atric wants to take a walk.
Okay.
I want to
Where
go
we go?
see the luggage room. I don't want to go into it. I just want to look at the door to it and
Okay.
see if there's people there or if it's in any way different from every other door on the train.
Can't
Really
you just
light
send
day trick.
Felton?
Gonna miss him.
Can't you just send Felton?
Not yet. Not at this distance.
Okay.
I imagine he's
Okay.
further than 30 feet away. So
So you walk to the cargo and luggage cart.
Can you get Nick's?
yeah, not going
And
into it. I
what-
just want to approach it.
Yeah, you approach it and it's a regular door, like all the other doors, not as like regal looking as like the leisure carts and the passenger carts and stuff like that. But it's just your standard vestibule door, currently
Is there a-
locked.
Is there a window in it? Can I see inside of it?
It's one of those frosted opaque glass type windows.
Okay, I need to double check this. Damn. Okay. That's all for now. I'll just mark it and I'm sorry, as we switch between trains, is this like the standard train where all of a sudden you're outside and exposed? Or is each one, they're so close together you don't ever really get outside?
You go through enclosed vestibules for most of them. There are doors that do lead outside from some of the vestibules, especially towards like the luggage cars and stuff like that, where you would imagine that like the conductor or the porter or any of the other staff kind of maybe go around instead of having to go through. But yeah, most of them are enclosed vestibules.
Okay, and all of those have frosted glass as well, I'm assuming?
No, those you see right out, like you can see right out, into the next car and stuff like that.
Okay. Then, yeah, Atric, just noting that he can't see into it. We'll go back to his room to rest for the night. But I just wanted to see what... Everyone's told me not to go in there. So, of course I want to go in there.
Absolutely. Well, you return back. It's quiet. You just hear the occasional little bump from the outside of the wheels as it moves on the train. You can hear like the wind whipping by. But other than that, it's just dead quiet. And as you make your way to your door, give me a perception check.
Perception. Do. Nickelodeon. 11.
It's faint, and you're not quite sure if it's just the sound of the wheels in motion outside, but you hear like a bit of scratching. And it seems to be coming from your doorway, but then you hear it again, like down the hall. And then you don't hear it.
Can I walk down the hall towards where I had heard it last?
As you walk down, you don't hear anything else.
Did it sound like low to the floor, like it might have been a rodent, or was it like somebody like scratching at a door? Like, can I tell how high off the ground it sounded like?
It would be more akin to somebody scratching at like a door. Definitely wasn't low like a rat. You've seen nothing on this train that suggests that there would ever be a rat. Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, Atric will open his door and step in.
Step inside. Step inside. Kind of sit around waiting for a bit. You don't hear it again.
I'll check the lockbox where I put all my stuff earlier. Make sure that's all still there.
As you open the lockbox, you get a distinct smell of like mildew. And as you open the box, you can see distinct claw marks. And lying there on the floor of this lockbox is a broken, blackened fingernail. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Oh, the rest of my stuff's not in there. Just there's broken nails in it.
No, it's in there. It's in there.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Why?
What is this?
What?
Make note of that.
Well, what the hell?
What
Why?
the hell, indeed?
We went there looking for fucking answers to our questions and got more goddamn questions.
Yes.
I am more confused now than when we got in there.
Adhere to the Church of Awen. You don't question
Good.
things. Everything happens for a reason.
All
Really
will
not-
be made clear very, very soon.
Well,
How is your hamster family in your room, Aven?
Apparently they're all over the carts now. They're scratching on walls and stuff, leaving stuff all over the place. Those
The
damn
boys are
hamsters.
rambunctious, man. They get around.
I don't like that you say that. I don't enjoy that.
Yes.
Thank you, Pappy.
So, everybody,
Thank you, Pappy.
I appreciate you sticking around and playing with us, my players. As always, this has been a great time. This has been Primrose by Moonlight. This will be our alternating Monday session. While alternating with Elderwind. So next week on Monday, we'll be in Elderwind, and the following week we'll be in Primrose, and we'll alternate like that, and go from there. But I can't wait to get further into Primrose. This is my homage, my nod to all the Eldritch horror, gothic horror things that I enjoy. Bloodborne, Innistrad from Magic the Gathering. Those who watching might have heard some, familiar names if you're familiar with Magic the Gathering, especially the Innistrad set. But I look forward to fully getting into the wildness that is going to pursue these characters. So thank you all. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you, my players, enjoyed yourself. And I hope you're ready to explore the Requiem and see what I have in store for you. Your sanity and your lives are at stake. Good night, everybody.
Good
Watch out
night,
for action
everyone.
dreams.
Good night.
Night, y'all. Tons of fun, man.